Hey guys, welcome back, and yeah, let's see what happened. From the AM session where we are now. Let me see. All right, so basically, looking at the charts from earlier, I've marked these equal lows out, and some nice setup short up there, bit sideways before we eventually got down there, but. Here's the dotted line that we said we want to go to. We've got there, we've run a high here, and now it seems like we want to go lower from here. So I don't think there's any reason we have to try to look for longs or try to go against on what we see here. I think the picture is quite clear. Very slowly we're grinding down lower. I'm not going to say I'm bearish yet because we're in this bigger fair value gap, this big pink block, which is a daily fair value gap, and it's basically now just a matter of time for me just to keep an eye on it, and then to see, when we get something different to trade. But for now, I was hoping for something good to set up for us, for this PM session, but at this point we've got this high, a lower high, lower high, lower high, so there's a lot of liquidity here as well. And now if we take this high out and close above that, that to me would indicate we might want to see some upside maybe, because we made a high, we did not take this low out, and it seems like we want to go higher, but we haven't done that yet, so there's no need for us to look for that. I'm just trying to preempt any of this, so let's just stay close to the charts and see what's happening now. Alright, let's see what happens at this high here. I'm going to take that off because that's done, and obviously let's see how good these. Yeah, that's all liquidity there, so we just have to see what we're gonna get. For this, I'm gonna see it out till 3 o'clock, and hopefully we get some sort of a push test to go higher here. I'm just trying to see where's the, obviously this high is a target, that's high as a target. Then we go up here, there's no fair value gap there, there's a fair value gap here. So this could be it, or we could just drop lower here. Alright, so far if you were short from, I don't know, from forever, you would have made some good money. So good on you if you've done it. I have not taken all of this. I'm very eager to wait for that the bottom turning point and try to see if we can take, let's go to the hourly. I'll show you to go for all these liquidities that I've marked out here in blue. Lots and lots of liquidity there. So, but for now the market is obviously moving lower. So, but this big block here, that's a daily fair value gap. That's going to be important for us. And let's just jump to a daily quickly and see what that all means. So as you guys can see, there's this nice big fat fair value gap. We've pushed into it. This thing could still go and reject it to bounce off it and then come back down later. Then we've got this low here, and then equal lows right down here. So those are the two targets. If we break clear through this fair value gap, I would go to this 18,800 level, and if we break through that, then obviously I'm definitely looking for these equal lows down here, which is such a long way down, but you know, for now the market seems like it wants to go there. So then we just have to let it be and let it do whatever it needs to do. But for now, my eye goes on this big fair value gap for the daily before I target any lows like those two levels there. I want to see how the market closes here today. If it breaks through, we can always wait for that test to then take us lower. And if you really look at it, I mean, from 20th of Feb, it's almost a month now that we've just been seeing price going lower, 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 lower. And if we then drop down to the weekly, just to show you guys, there's that equal lows there, there's that high. Now this low, this down move here for 4 weeks in a row, it's not yet the same drop that we've seen here. This drop is much longer, but we did see a rejection there. So this could be the bigger drop, really. I mean, in any big drop like this, 4 consecutive black weeks, there's got to be some sort of a pullback. It doesn't have to pull back all the way here. It could be a small, like if you look at these white candles, white, 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 small black, continuation, small black, continuation, black, 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 small white, continuation, small white, continuation, until we run these lows. That could be the other thing. But for now, I'm not trading a weekly candle, to be honest, but it's always good to see where price might go. I'm on the 1 minutes, and in my 1 minute, I like to mark out liquidity and trade the market from there. All right. So we're still stuck in this range, and like I said earlier, I mean, when I signed off at 11, I said we could see price go up, come down, and pretty much go sideways, and that's exactly what we've seen. It created some nice equal lows here. We've run that, not a big run, but it's a small profitable run if you've taken that. I mean, then we just, you know, pull back, went down, pull back, went down, pull back, went down, run these small little highs, and now it looks like we want to go down again. All right, so let's sit back and just see if what is that? Yeah, let's just keep an eye on it and see what it wants to send us. Right, guys, so the charts we try trading here is Nasdaq, and yeah, if you follow my channel, I only trade Nasdaq. I don't trade anything else. So think what I will do, guys, so I see in the comments there's obviously a request on the Bitcoin charts. I have done analysis before for people, not specifically trading it, and but maybe there's an opportunity, for people who wants to, I don't know. I mean, we can look at it now while we wait for this to do anything. I know it's been dropping a lot lately, and I'll show you guys what I've seen. So I've marked this out for people before, and this is your Bitcoin chart, and there's some nice equal highs up here. There was this fair value gap, and then this lows here that was run, and was expecting some sort of inversion to take those highs, but obviously the market's got different I don't know, they always got their own ways of doing stuff. And in this fair value gap, another equal highs were forming out the bottom of that fair value gap, which is quite important. That becomes a strong magnet for price. Then we saw this big sideways move for how many days, and then price just keeps dropping. So all of this is basically just creating more and more liquidity. I know this is a four hourly chart. I'm not trading it, so I'm not very close to this, so I can't tell you. I mean, I need to start trading these a bit more, for me to give a proper conviction type of thing. I mean, I'm just looking at this 4 hour here, and I'll show you. There's some equal highs right there. EQH. Alright, so those equal highs there. Then obviously we get a little bit of a trend line down here, which is also liquidity, and we right at this bottom now. So I don't know if we're going to run this to reverse type of thing to go to all this liquidity pools, but that is what it is right now. So maybe, I mean, I'll look at it. Thanks for the comments about it. I'll basically have a look at it and see if there's obviously there's a lot of people that trades this, so I'm fairly confident that it will attract maybe a better audience. But Nasdaq is the one thing that I'm following religiously and got opinion about it, and makes it that's what I trade live as well, with live funds. But we can, I can obviously put something together to say, guys, maybe PM session we look at Bitcoin, and maybe AM session we look at Nasdaq or something to that effect. Alright, so let's have a look where we are with Nasdaq now. Nasdaq, I'm going to go back to the 1 minute. Alright, so we still see a bit of, still sideways move here. And I don't know, because we've run with this spike here, we run something here, a little bit of a liquidity. There's no fair value gaps in here that I could base this off. But there's a high, there's a lower high, spike through it, consolidate. Maybe we see a spike lower and consolidate further. I know there's news. I think it's CPI and stuff this week. And I think it's job claims. Let me have a look. Alright, so job openings tomorrow at 10 a.m. CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday, and then inflation expectation, consumer sentiment on Friday. Alright, so there's some red for the news, and maybe the market's been going down lately for the last how long, or maybe we get some decent setups. All I'm needing is, because I trade from liquidity to liquidity, and so far we're building up a lot of buy side here, and that doesn't mean I just look for the very first buy and just buy it. I need a proper setup that tells me, alright, so we're done with this drop for now, let's just go up a bit before we continue down, and then I'll look to take any trades. But for now, I'm very sketchy when it comes to shorting the Nasdaq. Not that I'm always buying, I take a fair amount of shorts on it if it looks fine, but if it's just keep dropping like this, it's almost like it wants to put you in that mindset that a pullback you short, and that's normally when people get trapped, and the market does the opposite. At this point, I don't see any clear setups. I'll show you what a clear and a good setup was basically when the market opened today. Alright, so anybody who follows traders who like to trade that first 15 minutes, 9:30 to 9:45, and I've marked it out. This is the range, and what we've done is we've seen a nice push down to close below it, and then we formed this fair value gap here where price went in it and rejected. So I would have taken this. You could take it within it, but for me, I would have taken it from here. My stop is at the top end of that fair value gap, and then I would have targeted the top end of this daily fair value gap. That would have given you a nice 3-to-1, which is good enough trade. I mean, if you wanted to take it down all the way to this dotted line, obviously would have given you a much bigger target. But that, I mean, this was by far the best setup for me from AM session, and everything in between was not something that stood out. I could have said that's like A++. Alright, and now we're still just moving sideways here. Let's see. It's pretty annoying when you try to trade something and nothing's really happening. And what we need to be careful of when you sit and look at a market like this and nothing's happening, that the very first manipulation type of thing that you see, that doesn't trick you into something that makes you believe, oh, something's happening, let's jump on. So you gotta wait for the market to give you some clear indication. Okay, so we're in that range for now. So let's see. Again, what we're doing here is forming lower highs, higher lows, and if we take this out, we could target this low. Oh gosh. And what you'll see now is we'll probably go to this low, but it's like small moves. It's not like getting there and get over and done with. See, we made a lower low here and lower highs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go down here, maybe create equal lows again, go back up and then come down to it. Low. Didn't close below that high low and immediately creates this big bounce. Maybe we want to take these highs now, or we'll just reject and go lower. Okay, let's see. I mean, we at pretty much close to the end of the day, and this is where we could find, I don't know, further consolidation or change in direction. Let's look at the 1 o'clock reversal. Just a continuation. Nice big up candle here. Let's see how strong it is. Maybe this is just a big candle to drop down to test before it continue lower. Let's look at 15 minutes. Still strong, going down. Right, so let's do this. I mean, 370. Let's see where the pivots. Alright, so this is pretty close to the pivot line. And that's maybe what we could see. Let's see. That's the pivot line there. If we want to go lower here, we could go and test that to bounce off. So I think if we close above this, we could target this high over here, which is back at that 50%. Swing low, swing high, swing low, close below. I don't know. See what this candle does here. To the 15-minute. So far we're just stuck there in that range. See, there's nothing here that's convincingly telling you where we're going to go here. I was really hoping for us to get some sort of move above here, so we at least have some time to go up to a high or break down and then obviously take us somewhere, not to get stuck in a range. And maybe that's just the nature of it today. I mean, we've been already the whole day, if you really look at it, from this morning, just went one way and that was down. So I mean, it won't be a surprise to see price to stall and maybe have the pullback sometime tomorrow maybe, or even Wednesday. Just not worth it. Try to participate in these little candle type of things, because at this point you don't know if this wants to go high, spike that, you know, those highs, or close above there, or come down here. This wick here, if you take the top of it and the body, see that 50% how we wicked into it, bodies go there and then you turn around. That's normally a nice entry as well to take it back down and into this fair value gap like here. And I'll show you this fair value gap here. There's these little lows here, which is equal, relative equal. It's just resting on the top 10% of that entire gap. So for you to take a short here after it ran highs on this side, gives you good context to say we take a short into that fair value gap just below those equal lows, because ultimately it's untapped, unfilled majority of this fair value gap, and that's what price did. Came down and it filled it and then bounced, and then now it's doing all this other sideways moves. And that's normally a good magnet for price, and we've got some nice buy side that's marked out to that as well, which obviously we're not going there right now. Obviously we're trying to go lower here. There we go, and we're most probably going to go to this now, to your pivot level, which is that 380, 382, like literally there now. People will tell me it's another rejection, we're going higher here. Not entirely yet. I need price to go and close above here, then I'll consider this target here, but not while we still doing this, because this could take us even lower if we close below that pivot point that we marked out, because that can you know, turn into from a support to a resistance. And it's not like I'm trading pivot points, I'm just using these and see how they line up with certain setups. There you go. Further move down. It's amazing. Nothing standing out here, guys. I mean, this is just, I mean, the trend line, that's all liquidity. This could be some sort of manipulation if it rejects, but it doesn't look like that for us now. So I promise you guys, at some point we're gonna start getting good setups again. Maybe now it's just a time where the market does not go into directions that we, you know, obviously the stuff that we mark out, you would like to see price to go there to be right, and if it doesn't, then it's all screwing with your mind. Let's go to 2 minutes here. Little gap there, maybe a bigger one here. Let's go 5 minutes. If this spin up and invert this gap here, that could be something to take this trend line out. Okay, so I'm just marking this out as a idea. I need to see this candle close first. This could easily go up and close this gap, then this obviously is not something. Basically what I'm saying is, if this black candle closes and makes a nice wick, the next candle opens and it inverts this, I'll probably look at some sort of a buy targeting this trend line. And if it doesn't do it, then so be it. I'm not going to be too worried. What you could see is, if we, you know, obviously want to go lower, we could see price close, come back and spike into this 50% and reject to go lower. And this fair value gap lines up with this pivot level. There's liquidity up here, so that's fairly equal. So it would make sense to see some sort of inversion here to then okay, let's have a look. Okay, so we're at the 3 o'clock mark now, guys. I don't think I'm going to trade on. I'll see if we get this candle to come and test something here. Maybe if it's going to go sideways here, I'm just going to call it. Or if you're going to go lower, I'll just let it be then. Let's just give it a minute and see. No. Guys, staring at the charts this time of day is not going to be worth it for me. I think we most probably will get a much better setup into tomorrow, maybe because of a long trending day today. We might see some consolidation, and maybe tomorrow or Wednesday even only get some nice setups. Alright guys, this is all I've got for you guys today on the the PM session. What I'll do is I'll definitely have more PM sessions. I think maybe through the week I'll have one every day, so I'll set those notifications out, those placeholders, so make sure you subscribe so you don't forget and get notified when we obviously go into these different sessions. Alright guys, I'll chat to you guys tomorrow. Be safe and don't overtrade, and yeah, let's just stay out of trouble with these charts at the moment. We'll get some better setups later this week. Take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye bye.